Former UFC fighter Jake Shields makes a pretty serious accusation towards Ariel Helwani on his latest podcast, Fight Back, with UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad, and then he proceeds to absolutely embarrass himself. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. My name is James Lynch. So Jake Shields, Belal Muhammad, they do a podcast, and Jake brings up the whole Ariel Helwani thing, and of course Belal Muhammad has not been on Ariel Helwani's show in quite some time. There's a very good reason for that. I'll get to that a little bit later, but first, before we dig into everything, I just want people to know this is not in any way going after Belal Muhammad. I think Belal is just a bit misinformed here, but Belal's a great dude and good champion. And, this is mainly criticizing Jake Shields here because I think Jake is just doing a terrible job of trying to do a gotcha moment with Ariel Helwani. So let's go watch this clip. It was all over social media, 610,000 views. Here's what he has to say to Belal Muhammad. I'm going to then analyze this video, and then we're going to watch Ariel chime in because Ariel does a good job with this.
Yeah. Are you an Ariel Helwani cool or
no?
I guess he probably don't like you because your heritage.
100%. And then I'll say that from the beginning because I was like, he's never invited me on his podcast.
He's never invited you on.
He's never invited me on. And even when I beat Leon, it was like he didn't mention on it. Oh, yeah, Belal did a good job. He won. It was like you didn't give it any type of hype. Oh, he doesn't want to come on a podcast probably because it passed on Israel. I'm like, no,
you have tons of Jewish friends. I do too. People think like, oh, you hate Jews, blah blah. Like, no, I hate.
Okay, anyways, he goes into some stuff about the Middle East. I don't really want to get into that, but yeah, so you can see it there. They're talking about how Ariel will not have Belal on his show because of his views on Palestine. But I want to go through this sort of frame by frame. Watch how Jake, reacts. It's like a kid opening up a Christmas present as he proceeds to answer these questions. I'm going to mute this here, but you can look at the body language here. He goes, "Are you and Ariel Helwani cool or no?" He knows what's about to come. He knows that Belal's not cool with Ariel. Of course, like it's common knowledge. So he's just doing this because he knows Belal's going to talk a lot of crap on Ariel. Then he proceeds to go and say, probably doesn't like you because of your heritage. Look at the smile on his face. He's like a Cheshire cat. That's the look of, I'm stirring the pot right now, and I got a viral clip, and he knows Belal's going to say a bunch of stuff. So Jake knows exactly what he's doing here to try and stir the pot. If he was really serious about this topic, and if Ariel was really doing this, he wouldn't be having this type of reaction. He's doing it because he knows that Belal's going to say something and then he's got like a viral moment here. So again, Jake's intentions here are not very good. So Ariel chimes in here and he says, yeah, that's not true. And you know it, but keep making stuff up. And then Jake responds and says, when have you invited him? Are you calling Belal a liar? Or you are calling Belal a liar. Then Ariel posts this video, which we're going to watch right now, which has the receipts. Again, if you're going to accuse somebody of something, you better be able to back it up. And here's what Ariel says to this. And this isn't even the most embarrassing part. There's a part after, which Jake looks even worse. So we'll talk about that in a sec, but let's check this out.
Come home. Come on the show. We'll put you over. We'll let the people know. Stop listening to people telling you not to come on the show. Belal. Come on. Belal.
You're always welcome.
You're always welcome home. Come to the #1 show. We'll both swallow some razor blades. Bygones be bygones. Let's show the world. Give peace a chance. We'll come together as one.
Okay, so as you can see, there's multiple things that multiple times that Ariel has invited him on. Again, Ariel kind of has more receipts here, talking about, saying that Colby shouldn't have got the title shot, Belal should have got the title shot. Here's him in 2021 telling him that, like, again, public tweet that he has here saying that Belal can come on a show. You have an open invitation. And these are just the public ones I've tried. He knows it. His team knows it. His former manager knows that Jake is too dumb to know it. So I give him a pass, but these guys can't stop lying. Even Belal with the tweet here saying Ariel knows. The thing that Jake's missing here, aside from the fact that Ariel has all of the receipts, the thing that Jake doesn't bring up here is Belal's manager, who has gone out of his way to ban a number of media members from interviewing his fighters. And this is something that I've talked about at length on this channel. So that's something he's not even bringing up. So Jake's trying to pass it off that Ariel's discriminatory or racist or whatever you want to call it. But the reality is Belal has a manager that literally goes out of his way to make sure that his fighters do not do media appearances with media members that they don't like. So Jake's flat out leaving a huge part of the conversation out and being disingenuous, and again trying to rile people up to go against Ariel Helwani. I've said it time and time again on this channel. I am not afraid to criticize Ariel Helwani when he's wrong. I've had videos on this channel that does that. If you're going to criticize Ariel Helwani, make sure you have the right evidence or are in the right place of mind to do so, because this is a bad thing to criticize Ariel for. You can hate Ariel for a lot of things. This is not something you can hate him for. I don't know any fighter that Ariel will not have on his show that's just complete nonsense, and then to imply it's because of what's going on in the Middle East. Like, come on, man. This is just dividing people more and more. And this is the type of stuff that I hate. Jake is known for this. If you look on his Twitter feed, I mean, I could do a whole video on Jake himself, but it's just, it's a lot of bad stuff, guys. It's just a lot of, propaganda and all types of stuff that he's promoting. And it doesn't surprise me he's doing this, but it's just funny because he has such little evidence to back this up other than Belal saying that. And again, I don't blame Belal because Bilal's probably hearing this from his manager. He's hearing it from guys like Jake Shields saying that Ariel said this or whatever. But the reality is that Ariel has invited him on multiple times. But this isn't even the worst part of what happened yesterday. You got to check this out. You do realize that most fighters don't watch your show, right? It's the #1 show in MMA. There's clips everywhere all over social media. I don't watch Ariel's show live every week either. I don't, I catch some of the stuff after the fact. But to say that nobody knows what's going on, like if you're on social media, you're seeing clips that Ariel's putting out there. So this is a complete lie. Why don't you just send them a DM or text message? Imagine if I said in my podcast that I want you on my show and then pretended you turned down the invite. That's exactly what you're doing here. Jake, you have 23,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. You just started this show and you're comparing it to a show that's been going on for over a decade. Like, come on, man. That's a terrible argument, weak argument. And like, so Ariel shows evidence, and rather than Jake saying, okay, maybe I had the wrong idea, because clearly you can see Ariel inviting him on, Jake double downs and says, oh, well, not everyone watches your show. He's the #1 journalist in this industry. He has the #1 show. He gets the most guests. He just won Journalist of the Year. And you don't think people know what's going on Ariel's show? Like, are you kidding me? Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic from Jake Shields here. And then Ariel backs it up again. He says, here's me texting his manager in 2016 about having him ahead of 205. Spoiler, he never came on. I asked publicly and privately, now piss off. So again, Ariel's got all the receipts right now. And Jake just, again, looking terrible here in my eyes. And that's the thing. The thing that bothers me the most about this is because there are things you can criticize Ariel for. And Jake's just, again, making things up to twist a narrative to get people on his side because he knows there's people who don't like Ariel. And they're just going to take this and run. And Jake's flat out lying. And that's the issue I have. And one of the things I hate the most in this industry is people who lie for clout and for clicks. And that's what Jake's doing here. And glad on Ariel. Good on Ariel, I should say, for going out of his way and backing up and having the receipts. And making sure he's setting the record straight, because there's nothing more annoying than a bunch of stuff on the internet that's made up by people like Jake Shields, who, by the way, has amassed a huge following now. Look at it. He's almost at 1 million followers not because of his MMA stuff, because of the political stuff he's posting. Again, I'm not going to go into that here today, but let's just say Jake Shields is not a very good dude. So I want to get your take on this entire situation. Again, I know there's going to be people watching this video and going, James, you don't have a good relationship with Belal's manager either. That's irrelevant. Tell me where Ariel's wrong in this video if you disagree with what I'm saying here, and please provide to me the evidence that shows that Ariel does not want Belal on his show, because it's completely made up. And again, what Jake is doing here is he's trying to rile up people who already don't like Ariel Helwani, or maybe people who are on the fence, and turn on him by lying to his audience. And the fact that he went out of his way to clip this is more proof that he's trying to divide more people and get people against Ariel Helwani. I don't know what Jake has against him personally, but like, dude, if you're going to go after him for things that he's done that are credible. This is not a credible thing to go after. And honestly, I hope if anything comes out of this is that Belal doesn't listen to his manager and goes on a show and just does the interview. I guarantee you they get along. Like I don't get what the issue is here. Like one of the things I don't like about social media is people do this back and forth. Well, they'll, Ariel will say something, Belal will say something, whoever, and they don't actually come together. Like pick up the phone, call each other, do an interview, and they can resolve this in 2 seconds. But I have a feeling it's not going to work out that way. And it doesn't help, again, when you have a manager who goes out of his way to make sure his fighters don't do media appearances. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, Ariel has the #1 show in MMA. You might hate Ariel, but you can't deny that's the case. Name me a bigger show than Ariel Helwani's show. It's as simple as that. So follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. My name is James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.